They're some of the scariest conspiracy theories in the world, but we're going to keep going until we find the craziest one. There's actually...
All right, so next on our creepy celebrity conspiracy theories that are so crazy they might be true, we have Gisele Bündchen and Nicolas Cage. All right, so Gisele...
Ghislaine Maxwell was at JonBenét Ramsey's last birthday party.
This one is number 670455. Isn't it cute? Yes, our kids are available in many different sizes and colors. Whoops, I hear just now that white is sold out already.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Huh? Yes.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, this is money coming. This is money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, this is money coming. This is money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all pay. Money coming, this is money coming. This is money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, this is money coming. This is money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming.
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. Let's get into some conspiracy theories. From selling children on national television to Ghislaine Maxwell being at JonBenét Ramsey's last birthday party. Let's get into it because these videos are crazy.
Okay, so let's keep the horse crap going. All right, so next on our creepy celebrity conspiracy theories that are so crazy they might be true, we have Gisele Bündchen and Nicolas Cage. All right, so Gisele Bündchen is a Brazilian supermodel who got married to Tom Brady back in 2009, and allegedly she's a white witch, and Tom Brady knew this when they got married, right? So their agreement was that she would support his football career, give him all the success he wants in football with her spells and her potions and stuff. In return, he just has to retire at 45 so they can continue to grow their family and spend the rest of their life together. So Tom kind of confirmed this in an interview that he did when they asked him about like his pregame rituals and stuff. And he talked about the different things his wife has taught him, which is like different mantras and stuff to say before the game. She made him an altar in their locker room. She also made him like a necklace with like a potion in it that he has to wear. She gave him stones and stuff that he has to rub a certain amount of time. Just really witchy stuff.
You know, I've learned a lot from my wife over the years. And she always makes a little altar for me at the game. Because she just wills it so much. And these little special stones and healing stones and protection stones. And she has me wear a necklace and take these drops she makes. I say all these mantras.
Tom also said in that interview that Gisele has predicted how either good or bad the season is going to go for him. So anytime a season starts, he goes and asks her, is it going to be a good season or a bad season? And she has predicted it accurately every time.
At first I was like, this is kind of crazy. And then about 4 years ago, we were playing the Seahawks. And she said, you better listen to me. This is your year, but this is all the things you're going to have to do to win. And I did all those things. And my God, you know, it worked. It was pretty good.
And then she told him, good thing you married a good witch.
He said, you're lucky you married a witch. I'm just a good witch.
So then in early 2022, Tom announced his retirement, then ended his retirement early after only 40 days, which allegedly upset Gisele because he broken her trust because he went against their agreement, which was for him to retire so he could spend more time with his family. So then, for his 23rd football season, Gisele told him that she was done using her magic and stuff to help him. So Tom and Gisele obviously started living apart while they were going through this divorce. Gisele started spending more time in Miami with her spiritual healer, and Tom struggled through a tough season with the Buccaneers. So Tom and the Buccaneers ended up losing 3 consecutive games, and the only other time that has happened to Tom was back in 2002. So allegedly, without Gisele's protection spells and her magic, Tom's age caught up with him. So then he ends up retiring again.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good.
Stating various health issues and just wanting to spend more time with his family, like what Gisele wanted all along. All right, so back in 2011, a guy by the name of Jack Mard, who owns Thanatos Archive, which is a photography museum, he ended up posting on eBay that he was selling a photo from the Civil War that is allegedly Nicolas Cage. Now, he's selling this photo for $1 million. But anyway, so the conspiracy goes that this is Nicolas Cage in this photo because he's immortal. Now, my only gripe with it is that if he was immortal, wouldn't he not age? And he has been aging, so I don't know if I believe this one. But what y'all think? Oh, and Nicolas Cage is actually playing Dracula in his new movie.
Interesting. Now, the whole Tom Brady and Giselle situation, I totally believe this, okay? Because, first of all, this is all alleged. But I have a whole video talking about, like, top witches in Hollywood. And this is all from, like, knowing the signs and symbols, the signs that they throw up, and what they do. And if you know, you know. But this is all alleged because I'm not there. I don't know none of these people. But I totally believe it. And out of his own mouth, he's agreeing that, yeah, she set up altars. And they'll say chants and, you know, affirmations and all that stuff before games. I tell you guys all the time, a lot of these celebrities actually be doing the same exact things that they're telling you is demonic, but then put in movies so they can kind of scare you, right? Because they put like voodoo and all that stuff in movies and basically water down or demonize a religion of a group of people. And she's Brazilian. Look. Now, if you're Brazilian, let me know in the comment section, but they worship Oshun in Brazil. And I know a lot of Brazilians, Afro-Brazilians, who actually do. So in my opinion, Tom Brady was he thought he was bigger than the program, right? So she's doing all this for you. You already promised that at a certain age you'll retire and spend time with the family. So she will like cast spells and or do like good luck things for you so you can win the game, right? Because she can see. I tell you, women are connected, and when you know your power, you can harness the energy of that, right? But when it was time for him to hold his end of the bargain, he basically said no. And I believe at one point, I thought I heard some about Tom Brady and Kim Kardashian, you know, having something going on, but something happened where he didn't like Kim anymore. But in my opinion, if him and his wife are no longer together, because I think they're divorced, I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, this is all alleged. I think Kim, knowing that, you know, she's a witch, but I don't think she's a good witch, okay? I don't think the Kardashians are good witches. Now, this is all alleged. I don't know if they're truly witches, but based on what I can see and what I can, when you know, you know, the sign symbols are there. If you can catch them, you will know. You can kind of tell, okay, who is, you know, into spirituality and who's not. Sometimes it's not very noticeable, but if you pay attention, you'll see things, right? Even like, anyways, Kim, I think, was trying to slide in. But I don't think Tom Brady, because she thought like, hey, Tom Brady needed another good luck charm who's going to cast a spell for him and allow him to do whatever he wants and still give him the good luck. Anyways, I'm saying all this to say that, you know, I do believe the conspiracy about Tom Brady and his wife. I believe it. And plus, she's Brazilian, like I said before. I know a lot of Brazilians who practice African spirituality, and they do a lot of Oshun worshiping over there, and I'm sure they do a lot of the other deities as well, but Brazilians are very much into Santeria and all that stuff. It's, yeah, and they really respect it, you know? So, in my opinion, it's not very far-fetched. It's not. Anyways, let's get to the next one.
Do you guys remember this movie called Limitless? The one where this guy is extremely unsuccessful until he takes this pill and he can access 100% of his brain power for 12 hours? Most people don't know that it's not fiction and its real-world counterpart does exist. And it's this supplement called Limitless NZT. After taking it, people have said that they're able to do things they couldn't normally do before. They'll stay focused for hours on one task and process any information extremely quickly. But if it has all of these benefits, why can't we find it at any common retailers or pharmacies? It's because most pharmaceuticals don't want you to experience what your brain could do at its full capacity, which is why the only way that you can get it is directly through their website.
This one is number 670455. Isn't it cute? Yes, our kids are available in many different sizes and colors. Whoops, I hear just now that white is sold out already. Thank you so much, everyone. It's such great fun to see that our kids are so popular with you. So hurry up and reserve your own personal kid right.
I can't even take this. What?
How have I missed one of the biggest conspiracy theories ever? Ghislaine Maxwell was at JonBenét Ramsey's last birthday party? Can someone confirm? It's a rabbit hole I don't have the strength for tonight. Because what?
Bishop Williamson, are these your words? There was not one Jew killed by the gas chambers. It was all lies, lies, lies. Are these your words?
You're quoting from Canada, I believe, yes, of many years ago. I believe that the historical evidence is is hugely against 6 million Jews having been deliberately gassed in gas chambers as a deliberate policy of Adolf Hitler.
But you say not one Jew was killed.
In gas chambers.
So there was no gas chambers?
I believe there were no gas chambers, yes. I think as far as I have studied the evidence, I'm not going by emotion, I'm going by, as far as I've understood the evidence, I think, for instance, people who are against what is very widely believed today about, quote unquote, the Holocaust, I think that people those people conclude, the revisionists as they're called, I think the most serious conclude that between 200,000 and 300,000 Jews perished in Nazi concentration camps, but not one of them by gassing in a gas chamber. You may have heard of the Leuchter report. Fred Leuchter was an expert in gas chambers. He designed 3 gas chambers for 3 states, 3 of the 50 United States, for the execution of criminals. So he knew what's involved. And he studied what the supposed gas chambers in Germany at some point in the 1980s, what remains of the supposed gas chambers, the crematoria at Birkenau, Auschwitz, for instance. And his conclusion, his expert conclusion was it's impossible that these could ever have served for the gassing of large numbers of people. Because cyanide gas is very dangerous. Let's supposing you gas 300 people that you've crowded into one chamber and you gas them, they're all wearing some clothes, or for instance, if they're wearing any clothes. It's very dangerous to go in and pull out the corpses, because one whiff of gas that's trapped in the clothing and escapes from the clothing will kill the person. It's extremely dangerous. In order to, once you've gassed people, you've got to get rid of it, you've got to evacuate the gas to be able to get into the chamber again and use it. To evacuate the gas, you need a high chimney. If it's a low chimney, the gas goes onto the pavement and kills anybody walking by. You need a high chimney, right? I forget how high he says it must be. If there was a high chimney, then the shadow, most times of day, the shadow would have fallen on the ground, and the Allied aerial photographers that flew over the camps would have picked up the shadow of this chimney. There were never any such shadows. There was no such chimney, in which case, according to Fred Leuchter's testimony, there can't have been gas chambers. He looks at the doors and he says, the door has to be absolutely airtight. Otherwise, again, the gas escapes and kills the people outside. The doors of the gas chamber that are shown to tourists at Auschwitz is absolutely not airtight. Absolutely not. So,
what you're saying now is that the Holocaust never occurred. Not in the way history is written today.
I am going by what I judge to be the historical evidence, according to people who have observed and examined that evidence. I believe that what they conclude, if they change their conclusion, I would be liable to follow their conclusion, because I think they judge by the evidence. I think that 200,000 to 300,000 Jews perished in Nazi concentration camps, but nothing like that. None of them by a gas chamber. I don't. If you know,
this is not anti-Semitism. What is anti-Semitism?
Anti-Semitism If anti-Semitism is bad, it's against truth. If something is true, it's not bad. I'm not interested in the word anti-Semitism. I mean, you know, it's the word is very dangerous.
The bishop calls you anti-Semite.
The bishop can call me. He can call me a dinosaur. He can call me an idiot. He can call me what he likes. This is not a question of name calling. This is a question of historical truth. Historical truth goes by evidence and not by emotion. There's certainly been a huge exploitation. Germany has paid out billions and billions of Deutschmarks and now euros because the Germans have a guilt complex about their having gassed 6 million Jews. But I don't think 6 million Jews were gassed. Now, be careful. I beg of you, this is against the law in Germany. If there was somebody of the German state, you could have me thrown into prison before I leave Germany. I hope that's not your intention.
The scariest conspiracy theories in the world, but we're going to keep going until we find the craziest one. There's actually a huge conspiracy that the Denver International Airport is the Illuminati's headquarters, which is crazy. So basically, since a lot of people already have this conspiracy, the airport themselves have embraced the rumors by poking fun at it. Like, they have billboards and posters around the airport that's like, hey, we're aliens. And people think that since they poke around and joke at it, that it's probably true, that why are they making fun of it? They're trying to hide it. There's also a huge conspiracy that the Apollo 17 was not the last moon mission. Okay. So after Apollo 17 in 1972, America actually stopped sending astronauts to the moon. NASA claimed that they logged all the research they needed and the government funding was reduced, so it ended. The movie actually ended up coming out about a fictional Apollo 18 mission, and now some people believe that the mission was real and it ended tragically when the astronauts had a run-in with aliens. I think that arguably one of the biggest conspiracies is that people believe that airplane exhaust trails are actually filled with chemtrails. So within this conspiracy, people think that the exhaust trails on airplanes are actually chemtrails, and it's the government that's trying to spray us, and they're keeping it a secret. And there's also a lot of conspiracies that feed into this, like whether or not it's cloud seeding for storms, or if it's like mind seeding to control our minds. We're gonna keep going with this until we find the craziest one, so make sure you add me and come back to me tomorrow.
You're not saying the shape affects us, right?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Have you ever wondered why everything around you is a cube? Prisons, schools, offices, homes, all square, all boxed in. Ever ask why? Because cubes trap energy. Ancient civilizations knew this. That's why their temples, their homes, never square. Their roofs pointed to the sky, allowing energy to flow. They understood something we've been made to forget. If you could astral project into a prison, you'd see it, feel it. The energy, stagnant, suffocated, unable to escape. That's the point. Control, containment, compression. Now look around you. Look at your walls, your city skyline, a grid of squares, a world of boxes. Do you think that's by accident?
It does seem sketchy.
See? The ancients built for the mind. They understood that your environment shapes your thinking. You surround people with beauty, with complexity, with wonder, and they think bigger, dream bigger. But if you surround them with lifeless boxes, you limit them. You keep them small. Everything we see molds our minds.
This is just that you 1,000% believe in.
The ancient civilizations on Earth were far more advanced than we're being told, and that one of them possibly even thrived before our oceans even existed. Stay with me. In the spring of 2013, a gentleman was sailing his yacht around the Azores Islands, an autonomous region of Portugal, when he discovered a large pyramid underwater. They would find that this architectural marvel was 60 feet tall and bigger around than a football field. So naturally, I had to dig deeper, and as I did, I kept seeing pictures of it circled on Google Earth. And of course, I had to go find it for myself. It's right here. But as I was checking it out, I thought to myself, well, where there's one, there's got to be more, right? Well, look right above it. 1, 2. 2 more pyramids. From there, it was over. I was up all night, scanning the entire ocean floor. And what I found absolutely blew my mind. That there were large clusters of what could be potential pyramids at the depths of the ocean all over the world. And I mean thousands of them. Do you see it? As I was scanning the ocean floor the other night, I spotted this. So I zoomed in on it. To me, it looks just like the statues of giants from Easter Island. Then I spotted another face right next to it, surrounded by idols. Check them out. Look at that one's definitive. There's another one. But the most interesting part, the statues I found were just north of Hawaii, over 4,000 miles away from Easter Island. But I wanted more evidence, so I went back to Easter Island and checked around it. Notice these circular structures. A number of them, blurred out. And sure enough, blurred out, another one, another one, another one. They're a circular structure with a peak at the top. So I came to the conclusion that this civilization of people existed here and north of Hawaii. So I thought to myself, they had to travel to get there. What path did they take? So after coming to the conclusion that the same people that lived on Easter Island also live north of Hawaii, I figured they must have traveled to get there. So I looked closely and look at this. The path heads west and north. Not only that, they actually had a path going from Easter Island back to South America. You can literally see the beaten path going to the land. Then I quickly noticed that looks like around the area of Peru. And that's when my light bulb just went off. If you didn't know this, Paracas, Peru is where Julio Tello in 1928 discovered over 300 elongated skulls on a desert peninsula. So I bet you know what I did next. Paracas, Peru. What a coincidence. Straight to it. The elongated skull people of Paracas, Peru were probably behind the pyramids and the large idols. Oh, and one last thing. Don't their statues kind of resemble something found on Mars?
These are the scariest conspiracy theories in the world, but we're going to keep going until we find the craziest one. This is probably the biggest conspiracy in the entire world, but people think the moon landing was actually fake. Basically, some people believe that NASA actually staged the landing and that the secret has been protected by the CIA ever since. Basically, that moon landing footage that happened like 20,000 decades ago, they think was filmed inside of a studio, just fake. Another crazy one is that people actually think that the Earth has been sucked into a black hole back in 2012. I'm sure literally everybody already knows about this, but back in 2012, literally the entire planet thought the world was going to end. Do you remember that? This theory all comes from CERN whenever they found the God particle back in 2012. People thought from that day forward that Earth was actually sucked into this black hole and we are there now. So some people also have a conspiracy theory that the Earth is hollow, not flat, but hollow. So back in 2014, scientists actually released a new unknown finding about the Earth's core, and this is what sparked this conspiracy, that there's actually an Earth inside of the Earth. So not only do people think that NASA faked the moon landing, but some people also think that there's a conspiracy the moon isn't even real. It's just a projection. Obviously, everyone can come to an agreement and say the moon is there. Obviously, we can see it. But the conspiracy here is that some people think this could be a projection. It's not actually a rock floating in space. It's just light. We're going to keep going until we find the craziest one, so make sure you add me and come back to me tomorrow.
My favorite conspiracy theory is that there are people hired by the government to cause rush hour traffic, and it's funded by big oil and SSRI distributors, because what else are you doing in traffic other than burning gas and being miserable? It's my favorite because I just made it up.
So I poured it out in my bowl, and out comes this paper that was all folded up just like this.
The note contains a mashup of words and references to current events and conspiracy theories. Miller says his big concern is that somehow a note made its way into a sealed food product.
I don't know what's inside the cereal or if this note was laced with anything. It's not the note that really bothers me, it's just these notes are found inside food.
This is for my conspiracy theorists. If you're not a conspiracy theorist, then keep scrolling. Y'all know I'm a conspiracy theorist, right? One conspiracy theory that I want to know is who the hell is behind these cartoon shows that's exposing the industry? Like, one of the shows is The Inside Job. Y'all know it was exposing a lot, and then they cut the season short for some odd reason. And then we have The Simpsons that keep on proving predictions that they show on their show. And if y'all don't remember, in The Simpsons, one of the characters in The Simpsons look exactly like the Rothschild. And not only that, it was another show where it was predicting how Kobe was going to pass away. He literally was in a helicopter and it crashed, and he was trying to reach for his trophies, and then the helicopter blew up. And then shortly after that, he passed away exactly how they showed it on the episode, which is insane. It's actually like they're leaking information, but as in a playful way in these episodes and cartoon shows. But y'all let me know what y'all think about these conspiracy theories, and follow me for more content.
Did you know there's a conspiracy about this special type of dye that's said to give anyone the ability to look into the astral realm or even possibly see a person's aura? It's called dicyanin dye. It's said to only work when it's placed between two pieces of glass, and a few years ago in Russia, many people were claiming that they were finding dicyanin glass. This guy went viral after saying he found a piece of the dicyanin glass and showing objects he could see in the sky behind the dicyanin glass that you couldn't see with the naked eye. This all started back in the 1920s when a scientist named Walter Kilner was experimenting. He realized that when he took a drop of this dye and placed it between two pieces of glass, he was able to see anybody's aura. Kilner's discovery took off, and many people believed that this was just the beginning of humanity being able to understand the spiritual world. Aura goggles were made, and people felt they were able to look into an alternate reality. There were endless testimonies of what people claimed to see behind the glass. And then the US government, along with many others, banned dicyanin dye. They said it was a hazard and very dangerous to come into contact with. However, the US government did have to test out the dye for themselves. You can find a section about it under Mind Control on CIA.gov's website. It's a pretty interesting read. The way the dye works is by blocking out or shortening the wavelengths between different light spectrums, specifically the ultraviolet and infrared lights. Many people have compared aura glasses to the glasses used in this 1988 film called They Live. Looking through the glasses, the man is able to see that the ruling class are actually aliens who are able to conceal their appearance and manipulate people to consume, breed, and conform through subliminal messages.
How have I missed one of the biggest conspiracy theories ever? Ghislaine Maxwell was at JonBenét Ramsey's last birthday party? Can someone confirm? It's a rabbit hole I don't have the strength for tonight. 'Cause what?
I opened the box, and this is in it. And it has some very KKK's cross. Fucking... This was in my box of Velveeta.
So I'll admit, when I first saw that video, I took it with a grain of salt. But upon doing some further research, this is something that's happening very frequently. So all across Pennsylvania for the past few months, people have been finding these bizarre, cryptic, conspiracy-laden notes packaged with their food or other home good items. Someone found one of these notes in a Velveeta box. The person at the beginning found theirs in a Velveeta box. And they've been found in dog food containers, pasta, cake mix, candy, and cookies. Whoever is putting these notes in these boxes has access to a lot of food. Now, obviously, whatever this person is putting on these notes is coded in some way. I haven't really found anybody that's been able to decipher what this note actually means, but it's incredibly offensive and incredibly bizarre, making references to a number of disturbing topics. It really is a mystery. Who has access to this much food? Who's bringing these notes in and who's putting them in boxes? Obviously, whatever this person has tried to do by spreading this message has worked, because their message is now blasted all over social media, whatever that message is. But I really hope that they can find who's doing this and question them, because, I don't know, it's kind of concerning that this person's able to put this sort of a thing in food. Who knows what else this person could add into food products, especially if they have this sort of access already.
Over 20 people commented that they had found similar notes. Their responses detailed a litany of consumer products as to where these messages had been slipped.
So it's not even coming from one manufacturer, one store even.
People have found them in boxes like the boxed candy, you know, like Milk Duds, hot tamales, stuff like that.
That's fucked up because it's going to touch the Milk Duds. I would throw those away.
Yeah, I would throw them away if they're, and also I'd be so pissed off because Milk Duds is one of my favorite candies. So if I opened that and then I was like, you.
It's like, I'll solve the Schuylkill Notes mystery so I can kill the person who did the Schuylkill Notes because they took my Milk Duds. And it's like, it was a box of Milk Duds. That's how it's going to get solved.
No, but I wouldn't know until like 11 p.m. at night when I went to open them while I'm watching a show. And at that point, I'm like, well, do I just take out the top ones that touched it? And then
how far can anthrax travel down a box of Milk Duds? Hey, Siri.
In 1991, Danny Casolaro told his friends that he was about to uncover the biggest conspiracy of all time and was found dead 4 days later. I thought this would be interesting, and this definitely doesn't happen anymore. It was ruled a suicide. He was found in a hotel bathtub, his wrists slashed, and all of his notes gone. So he was a freelance investigative journalist who was obsessed with uncovering high-level corruption. He believed that he uncovered a vast interconnected conspiracy that he called the Octopus. It was all about the CIA, organized crime, megacorporations, and government projects and how they were all intermingled. His research tied together the US government, internal agencies, global elites, Silicon Valley, and how these groups had total control over politics, finance, all these worldly affairs. How they were connected to the mysterious deaths of whistleblowers. How government programs would funnel money into hidden agendas. How technology and software was being used to surveil people against their privacy. How the government would essentially create these conflicts in other areas so that they can come in. So happy that none of that goes on. Anyways, leading up to his death, he told his friends that he had been receiving a lot of death threats. He needed to meet up with a key source, and he told his friends and family before he left, if anything happens to me, it wasn't an accident. August 10th, 1991, he was found in the bathtub. He was slashed 12 times. His notes, his documents, his research were all missing. Obviously, the authorities said it was a suicide. No history of depression. He was embalmed before an autopsy could be performed. All his suitcase, his belongings were gone, and his friends talked about the day before he had all this excitement because he said he made a major breakthrough and was going to break things wide open. The leading theory is that this was staged and obviously he was taken out for what he was going to expose. But some also say that he became so overwhelmed by just the depth of what he knew that it led him to...
Hey guys, I'm Jenny and this is Shameless Plug. So I want to tell you guys about my Crown of Success manifestation book with easy, simple rituals and spells to manifest a life of abundance in your life. And those spells are so easy, even a child can do it. So this book is filled with different spells that I've learned over the years from my family, passed down from grandma and everything. And also those are spells that I've actually tried and I know that they work. So this book not only teaches you step by step on the things that you can do that are so easy that a child can do it, but it tells you like the proper moon phase to use, alchemy, manifesting with numbers, numerology, and also the days of the week that best fit for this particular spell. So it tells you the timing of when to practice the spell, the days of the week, the moon phase. It shows you all the colors of the candles that you should be using and different planets. So for example, I show you like planet Jupiter is for Thursdays and the hours of the days that you should be doing the spell. So this is an easy road opener spell. So I know a lot of people like to do like different spell work, but if your roads are blocked, of course your spells are not going to work. So it's good to unblock yourself first and then start using the spell, especially with the new years and the new days to come. And also I have some amazing spells in here. This is a powerful quick money spell. So if you're in a bind for some money and you're just trying to get some money, and I even have some easy powerful spell to win game of chance. So if you are a gambler, now I don't promote gambling, but if you are a gambler and you're just trying to make some money and trying to make sure you win, these spells will definitely help you. It tells you the best days to do it. So it says the best days to perform this spell is on a Thursday, Jupiter day. Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, luck, and expansion. Jupiter is the best day to perform spells that boost luck and increase your chance of success in any game of chance or any money spell, period. It has a list of so many spells that you can incorporate in your life with this new year to bring prosperity. And I even put some bonus spells on here, which for Saturday is a day to do like protection work. So I have a spell for like send back to sender. So I put some bonus spells on here, and then a protection with Archangel Michael. So there's so many spells on here. Removing the evil eye spell, so you can remove evil eye in your money and also in your everyday life. New Year home blessing spell, and I know it's been a few days since the new year started, but you can always do a home blessing spell any days of the week. As long as you need it, you could do it. So anyways, guys, this is my book. It's called Crown of Success by Jenny, and it's available on Amazon, the ebook and also the physical copying. So please grab a copy if you're interested in supporting this channel. This is a way to support the channel and to support me as well for putting out, you know, content every day for you guys. So enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this book, and I hope you go and grab your copy, whether it's the ebook or the physical copy. I say have a physical copy, but it's really up to how much, you know, your wallet and what you can afford. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Mwah. This is a shameless plug, so just check out my channel, okay? Love you guys. Mwah.